Hi everyone, my name is Victoria Lowry, and I'm just doing an update on session three, I believe, with John Lee. So I'm going to try to recall it. There was a lot that we did in the 2 hours that we had together. But I guess the main thing that I wanted to talk about was, if you guys saw the previous one, where we well, initially the first session we worked on my occipital and the concussions and stuff that I've been dealing with. Well, I paid attention between that session and this session over a 2-week period, and I noticed I felt better, and then I felt like some of the trauma or the movement, I don't want to say the scar tissue moved, but the movement of the pain kind of like situated itself in different parts of my body. And then I do yoga and stretching and stuff like that. And then over the course of 2 weeks, it started to get a little bit better with the yoga and stretching. And so when I came into session 3, right before I came in, I had all these complaints and stuff. And then the day before my session, I actually felt really good. So when I came in, we just worked on a few things that I noticed, which was I have an issue with my left hip, my right ankle. Those were the two main things, my knees. But what I really want to talk about is what happened with my hip, and also my stomach, torso, colon area. So Joni was working on the left hip right there where the joints meet. I don't know a lot of the words, the terminology like you guys do, but where the hip meets the pelvis area, pelvic area. And it was very, very painful. But then when she was working on it, I felt her hit like a painful point, but the sensation reverberated through the outer part of my thigh down to my knee, and all I can describe it as, it must have been a nerve, I don't know, but it felt like someone playing a violin in my hip. It was like there was a string from my hip bone to my knee. It was a thin like string, and it was like vibrating really crazy, like not in a good way, in a kind of a painful way. It was vibrating, and she was just touching the junction of my hip bone and my pelvic area, and it was reverberated all the way down to my knee, like this like plucking of a string, of a violin string. And then there was another really interesting thing that happened. Well, also what I want to say is she worked a lot with scar tissue on both sides of my torso surrounding my colon. I have a lot of trouble going to the bathroom. I have a lot of trouble with constipation and just pooping regularly. Like, I've been really good with my diet. I've been doing colonics, enemas, like all kinds of different things, and it's not terrible, but it's not as good as it should be. For what I feel, the work I feel like I've been putting into it. And so John Lee was like noticing there's a lot of scar tissue on the sides of my torso, which is probably causing my colon to be constricted and having trouble to actually doing its job. And so she worked a lot on that area. And I have to tell you, the last week I've been pooping like several times a day, like pooping regularly. It noticeably improved rate of pooping. Not to be TMI here, but I'm very, very happy about that. And so I think she was right on the money that there's scar tissue there that is actually preventing the free-flowing movement of the fecal matter going through my colon, my intestines, so on and so forth, and making its way out. And then another thing was when she was working on that area, she hit something. It was like on the side of my torso, but when she hit it, I felt it. She was in the front part of my colon, my stomach area. When she hit it, I felt it like a knot all the way in the back of my back. So, like something this deep, like or further. I have a little bit of fat there, so maybe it's a little bit thicker than that. But I felt it go from the back was a knot, and then there was a string attached to the front where she was actually manipulating it. And when she hit it, it was like one of the most painful things I've ever felt in my life. And as soon as she hit it, I realized immediately, just like when she did my occipitals here, this is a really, really major point of something that's going on in the body that's like a kind of a center, if you will. I mean, I'm just trying to describe my experience. I don't know that I'm saying this right or I'm correct, but it felt major when she hit it, and I could barely stand for her to even like be in that area. Those are some of the main things that I guess I want to bring up. Overall, I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling like I'm making improvements on things that I've been dealing with for decades. So I'm very happy, and I'm super happy with John Lee and everything that she's learned, you know, with her time in Florida and so on and so forth. So I just wanted to update you guys.